Have you ever had an idea that is so big it scares you? I've been toying with an idea for the last few years, and it was one of those ideas that I'd always put off. The idea was too big and it just seemed so unattainable. Thoughts of, I don't know how to do it, I'll start again when travel picks up, and I'll look into it when I'm more successful kept coming into my mind. There was always an excuse that I would come up with and a story that I would tell myself. The biggest one had to be, who am I to start this? But that niggling feeling was constantly there, bubbling away every time that I travelled. The idea was brought to the forefront again during my recent trip to West Africa. I saw children working on the streets and living in poverty, and I knew that there was more that I could do to help. Don't get me wrong, not in a white saviour kind of way, but in a sustainable way, to help create opportunities to lift children out of poverty and to get the care that they need after experiencing any trauma. There are some amazing organisations and projects out there that I've come across that are in alignment with how I want to help. But the idea was still too scary. I did some more research and then I parked it again, focusing on my solo travel Q&As and updating the Plan Your Dreams solo trip course. Then the situation happened in Ukraine. And as I listened to the first-hand experience of someone I'd met in Ukraine who was posting daily videos, I felt hopeless. How could I possibly help those fleeing the country? More importantly, how can I help the children that shouldn't be experiencing the fear, the confusion, the displacement, and the separation from their parents as a result of the conflict? So I made a decision. I don't want to feel helpless anymore. 10 years ago in February, I started Girl About the Globe to document if there was life after divorce. Yes, there is. And my journey has taken me to 136 countries. But the more that I travel, the more I see the poverty and the issues within these countries. I feel that as travellers, we have a duty to give back to the communities of the countries that we visit and to empower the lives of the children that we meet. I've always donated 10% of my net profits to organisations helping vulnerable girls about the globe, but now it's time to step up and do more. So I'm starting a Girl About the Globe Foundation. Girl About the Globe's always been an advocate for conscious travel. My strapline is maximum adventure, minimum impact, and my vision is to create 100,000 conscious travellers and to impact the lives of 100,000 vulnerable girls about the globe before the year 2025. I believe that every girl in every country should have access to shelter, water, education, aid, love and protection, and I aim to empower those who don't. I choose organisations that align with these values, and I currently donate to War Child for protection. War Child empowers children and young people in conflict zones by providing psychological support, stimulating education and protecting children from the trauma of war. For Love, I donate to Invisible Girl Project. They're a non-profit organisation that seeks to help the atrocity of gendercide in India. For Shelter, I donate to Street Child. They have dedicated street teams and social workers who gain the trust of street children to help them back on the road to a secure family environment. For education, in Afghanistan, instead of going to school, girls are sent to factories to work, they're forced to marry or denied an education. Malala's fund aims to give every girl hope for tomorrow, and they believe that nothing is more important than a girl's education. For water, did you know that globally 785 million people don't have access to safe water? Just a Drop brings sustainable safe water, sanitation and hygiene projects to communities. Their work so far has reached over 1.5 million people. And for aid, I work with the International Rescue Committee, the IRC. They're a global humanitarian aid and relief non-governmental organisation that responds to the world's worst humanitarian crisis. They're currently working in Ukraine to help refugees fleeing into Poland. For the foundation, I continue to donate 10% of my net profits to these organisations helping vulnerable girls. I also want to start new projects in countries too, but I want to concentrate on hope. That's where trauma bears come in. Trauma bears are a way of providing comfort to a child affected by trauma, to show them that others are thinking of them and to give them a feeling of hope. I came up with the idea of a trauma bear when I was approached by a man in a cafe in Azerbaijan. I was in Baku. The guy was deaf and he was selling teddies as a way of income. I immediately bought one from him, and my little pink teddy bear became my travelling companion, travelling with me on my ongoing travels. Even when its eye fell off, I kept it with me. It was small enough to carry in my backpack, and it also gave me a sense of comfort when I was travelling alone, especially when I had those lonely moments that you get when you're travelling by yourself. Then I had a realisation. If it gave me, a grown woman in her 40s, so much comfort, what would it give to a young girl going through trauma? I researched it and I realised that my idea wasn't new. Trauma Teddies were an initiative started by the Australian Red Cross in 1990. They asked people to knit teddies and then they sent the knitted teddies to children affected by disaster events. Again, I sat with the idea for a few years, not really doing anything about it, not really believing that I could do it or even knowing how to do it. Then I saw a news report of a child clutching her teddy bear as her family left Ukraine, and I knew it was the right time to step out of my own way and make my vision of trauma bears come true. My goal is to send these little soft bears to children that are affected by conflict, to show them that others are thinking of them, to give them comfort at night, and to give them a feeling of hope within a traumatic period in their lives. But I can't do it alone. So I'm also launching the Humanitarian Girl About the Globe to coincide with the Girl About the Globe Foundation. But this isn't a donation platform, so instead, it's a membership where you'll receive products and services in exchange for your support, and because it's connected with Girl About the Globe, it also empowers you to travel solo as well as giving back. For every membership, I'll be sending a trauma bear to a child in a conflict zone. Girl About the Globe already stands for empowerment, freedom, and being our authentic selves. But the Humanitarian Girl About the Globe believes in unity and compassion for the world. She wants to help build a better world for our children and learn about the issues affecting the lives of children, to help them transcend their circumstances and provide them with the opportunities that every child should have. Why become a Humanitarian Girl About the Globe? Because you believe in what Girl About the Globe stands for. You share my vision and you also want to make an impact too. The humanitarian traveller cares about the people in the country that they visit, and they want to help alleviate girls from poverty and change their lives. The membership is a monthly membership and there are 4 different levels to join. The first level is the Pink Backpack Girl About the Globe at £2.50 a month. This level is for you if you'd like to support Girl About the Globe and believe in our vision. You'll receive your name on the Girl About the Globe Foundation as a Patreon to say a massive thank you for helping to support the vision. You'll also receive a virtual badge showing that you are a humanitarian girl about the globe, and I'll send a trauma bear to a child affected by conflict. The next level is the Humanitarian Girl About the Globe, which is £5 a month. For this level, you get all of the above, plus all of the Girl About the Globe digital products, including the updated Plan Your Dreams solo trip course for 2022, our solo travel starter bundle, and free tickets to our solo travel workshops, plus our solo travel card, which is a loyalty card for solo travellers, where you get to tell us what brands you love, and then I go and ask them for discounts and hope that they say yes. And because last month was National Boost Your Self-Esteem Month, you'll also receive a 30-day empowerment plan to help you feel more confident. Then there's the Illuminator Girl About the Globe at £10 a month. You receive all of the above, plus you also have your say on which destinations you would like content produced for next. Every single month I release a new monthly destination guide. I also try and do a city guide every month, so you get to choose which ones you'd like to see on the Girl About the Globe blog next. The last one is the Enlightened Girl About the Globe, which is £15 a month. You receive all of what I just mentioned, plus a 30-minute one-to-one with me every 2 months for either a private distance Reiki session, help with empowerment to travel solo, or personal help for planning your trip. So maybe there's something holding you back from travelling, or you're facing difficulties in life and you want to speak to someone who broke free from society, opted out of a divorce, and forged their own path in life. I've solo travelled in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. I volunteered, worked abroad, travelled mainly independently, and I live a location independent life. My experience as a Samaritan has given me valuable listening skills to help you unpick what you may be feeling. Every single month, I'll also be sharing a journalistic story highlighting issues that I've come across in my travels. And as soon as I hear of any products or organisations that are doing their bit to help the world, there are a lot out there and they are growing by the second, then you're going to be the first to know about them. I'm really excited about starting a foundation. It does scare me, I must be honest, but we can help make a difference, and I would really love it if you would join me on this journey. If this resonates with you and you would like to be a humanitarian girl about the globe, you can find out more about the Patreon membership in the link. If this isn't something that interests you, but you would still like to help impact the lives of more vulnerable girls, just continue to book your trip through the site and I'll donate 10% of the net profits to all the organisations that I've listed. Thank you so much for supporting Girl About the Globe and for being a part of a movement for conscious solo travel.